Well, ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Colin Ulrich.
Nine Mangroo, hello, hello, hello.
And folks, today on Bubble, we actually have a couple of interesting divisions. Right? Who do we have? What are they bringing?
On the left hand side in blue, we have Sehandur playing as 17th Set with Vanguard Income. Right hand side, we have Robert playing as Group Chironia with Vanguard Income, and he's really taken to the Vanguard skies with an IL2.
He certainly is, but actually, I'm kind of looking over it. In the 17th, I admit it's been a while, so I had to kind of check to make sure I saw what kind of troops we would be seeing at the front. We got those SS Legionari, and
Mm-hmm.
oh my gosh, they're the only guys who have them, and it's gonna be certainly interesting to see how they stack up here against all the superiors and the like.
Yeah, they're pretty damn good infantry because they have the Fanatic trait, meaning that they do not surrender. So you're going to have to kill them to the last man, and that really takes up time killing a lot of guys.
It certainly does. Now, I'm kind of fascinated to watch this initial push along the bridges here on both sides. The PTRS is diving into the buildings
Yeah.
to start engaging those guys at close quarters and disappear. Ooh, this is going to be much more harsh. And I didn't
Yeah,
realize there's like 3 batteries of artillery guns at the bottom. That's insane.
Messerschmitt 109 finally shoots down the IR-2. I did like how Shahander had that in his pocket right at the start of the match, probably expecting that sort of play from Group Chironia, and holy crap, down south, that is an artillery park.
Yes, it is, but I think desperately they're trying to go and engage all the Legionary in the center.
Hmm.
Just want to pull up the whole kind of fanatical that you have right there. But I think that's kind of the danger. They have to make sure they can kind of stem this breakout because there's a lot more, I would say, territory in the center than there is in the south.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, we just got a huge stroke of DP spam trying to go across, but there's not really too much yet. That one MG42's got to get pinned down. We've got Stuka doing a bombing run. But that central push is going really well with those Legionaries. They're fantastic CQC troops.
They certainly are. I mean, even against the Strokey TPs who are just consistently always at that terrifying kind of just stopgap measure for
Hmm.
days at a time. I think the fascinating thing for me is going to be as these T-34s might be engaged, take out one T-233. That kind of answers it right there. But I'm kind of see how long they might be able to stem the tide of those T-34s. They can push those guys back. Might be quite considerable because the artillery park is getting cleaned up bit by bit here.
Yeah, just one bombing run after another. But the important thing for Robert is he did manage to get to the other side of that bridge. And once you get your claws into that town, it can be pretty hard to kick someone out of it. Shahandor is bringing in some Volkdeutsche and a 233 to help reinforce, but he's probably gonna need a little bit more now to kick out your Strokies.
Well, yeah, I mean, the 233 is a great as a standoff kind of engagement weapon, but the PTRSs are going to cause more than enough havoc for that light armor.
Yeah. And we got the T-34s actually engaging up to the central position, trying to deal with these Legionaries and a bunch of Strokies. But it's going to take him quite a while to get through all of that German infantry.
Well, just as a bit of a reminder here, they have the Berettas, they have the G43s, the Panzerfaust. I mean, these guys are quite tanky. Oh, and the Molotov as well. So
Mm-hmm.
quite tanky for what? Was it 15 points, 20 points? I can never recall.
20 points. Full 8-man squad, which is pretty damn good. Yeah,
That doesn't surrender and
yep.
doesn't give a fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They're pretty damn good, man. They're pretty damn good. Real highlight of 17th SS. Apart from that, 17th SS, pretty much a standard German infantry division. They just have Panzer Grenadiers instead of Grenadiers and a little bit more in terms of light armor, which is honestly a nice thing to have.
Now, I guess the question is, if you can stack the Legionary later on in the game, are we talking like Ersatz-Truppen numbers late game, or how are we looking there?
I think it's pretty standard. I think you only get 2 cards of him, and it's like
Yeah,
6 or
probably.
9 availability in any phase, something along those lines. But for being, a bit of extra shock troops, either use at the start of the match like this to get a foothold or to reinforce your more prevalent Volkdeutsche or Panzer Grenadiers, honestly not that bad.
Interesting. We actually have 2 bombing runs here. One's looking for the artillery park. The other one's going to go after that Stroke on the bridge. I'm a little nervous for it because this is, I would argue, a relative linchpin for the
Mm-hmm.
German push across the river.
Pat Stug is, keeping back those T-34s from actually making any extra headway into said town. But I think the rest of the infantry themselves should be enough to clear up that central position.
That's true, but in the center, we're actually sorry, in the central south position, we actually have a couple of 222s, the 233s, starting to push back the Strokies, and actually we have a Volksdeutsche coming in around to start cutting them off. So this
Oh
could be
yeah.
the beginning of the end for those troops.
I really do like how Deutsche play, and that's going to be capping a flag on the southern flank.
Oh,
Oh!
and fortunately, the cluster biplane gets taken down just before he could be effective.
Ah, that was a clutch moment there. He almost crashed into the Stug, so he almost got his target, but just didn't.
Now, unfortunately, that Ju-87 not able to pin down all the squads and Strokies in the middle, but had he been able to, in fact, I think the second one's going to be able to do. Oh no, the ME-109's coming back in. It's a 13-11 right here, as the Germans are able to push their control across the river, and these 233s are getting so close. Guys, stop getting so close. Oh, that just hurts me.
Are they going to get hurt in a minute with those PTRDs? Oh no, he's backing off. There we go. Yeah, he goes. But it's pretty funny how, you know, the first 5 minutes of that match, both sides were wrestling over each other parts of the rivers, and now it's been stabilized. Everyone's been pushed back to their
Respective
line.
sides. I mean, for the most part, we do actually have guys in the testicle. In fact, we have so many flamethrowers there, he might want to go to a doctor to get that checked.
Yeah, I don't think it's good having tank don't need to key up in your balls.
Well, I mean, the burning sensation, like yeah, you definitely need a cream or something for that.
Yeah.
But as we're kind of moving into the later stages of A, we have actually five squads of peak runs moving in? Yeah, to kind of defend the center, kind of keep things a little more collected. I think we'd be very surprised to see the Strokies are going to get cleaned up here. They are going to take up 2-2-2, regrettably. I think the Strokes are going to get knocked out as well, just from the sheer dint of all of those freaking PTRDs, and maybe even a grenade if they get close enough.
Yeah. If they shoot it enough, it's always a chance. I see he's throwing off his side armor, yeah, and now his rear armor, so not the smartest move for Stug.
Well, I think he's just feeling flirty right now, and we had that rare machine gun barrage into the troops in the river, and again, it's just so gorgeous when that happens. Ignoring the obvious death that does occur during it, but, and there goes the Shug.
There goes the Shug. We just got her Robert trying to aggress along his central side. Sehandur does have his Panzer Grenadiers, but he didn't manage to get them into the building, so not in the most advantageous of positions. And just looking at the amount of Russians there are, I think he should be fine in defeating those Germans for now, unless these 233s come in and give some adequate fire support.
But that's fine, because the axis of attack is moving a little bit further north, and those are Su-85s. Shockingly, the Su-85s are being deployed to the center. I would actually posted them up sooner to that next northern span. One of the biggest issues with the 17th SS is that your P-Grans have absolutely no anti-tank capability, which, even against Group Tirania, with a little bit less in the way, I would argue, of armored vehicles, tends to be a pretty big liability.
Yeah, it's always the classic conundrum, whether you take Panzer Grenadiers for Panzerfaust or not. Because the Panzerfaust are nice, but you do lose a little bit of availability. And SD2 and infantry is just a goddamn numbers game, let's be real, so you just want to have Panzer Grenadier spam. Oh, up north, we got T-34s aggression along that northern bridge area and getting a pretty nice chunk of territory.
You know, the unfortunate thing here, too, is that the Pak-38 has been here for so long, but he's, in my mind, been a little bit ill-positioned to kind of prevent any breakout. Ideally, you want to keep it a little bit further south from that hill. Actually, we're just to the north of where that T-34 is moving along the crest right now.
Try to get eyes on that bridge.
Yes. And all we have right there is a couple Flammenwerfer. There's not really anything to really write home about. And you can see because of that breakout, now we have 15-9, and although we are going to see a stroke moving in, and actually, wait, we have a ground attack stroke as well, so we're going after Su-85. They should get easy penetrations. That's one. Not gonna, there's no way in hell he's going to see that, and unfortunately not going to happen there either.
We got another push kind of going on from Hobbit, just a little bit, Robert from the little bit north of the central position trying to get across another bridge. He's all up in these bridges, and I really do like how he's trying to be very aggressive, trying to, stave attacks in all directions to try to pull Sehandur out of just defend and run choke point.
Well, and that was the thing that I was kind of trying to intimate before, is that I don't know why the Su-85s, I mean, they're tank destroyers with some HE, stick him to the north, engage the peak rents. Even if you just start the barrage right now,
Yeah.
you're softening them up, you're getting them stressed, you're going to cause issues.
Or even down south on the hill would be a bit of a better position for those tank destroyers. I mean, they don't even have a machine gun, which makes them not ideal in a town fight.
A liability to be sure, yeah.
You have to run
Now,
them
I guess
over.
I didn't realize that actually we have first of all, 4 Strokey squads moving in on the, let's say that western hillside by the trip
Yep.
T-34s. This is poised to be a major breakout, and although we're going into B with Vanguard incomes, I mean, what can be done? I mean, air power is not going to save it for the 17th.
Yeah, this is where things get a little bit hard here for Sehandur, because this is a lot of things that he's gonna have to try and clog up and put back into the bottom. Northern assault is central assault right now. I think he can secure the central side if he gets some more Panzer Grenadiers and a little bit more fire support with those Stugs. Up north, it's the same thing. He's gonna need a lot of infantry and probably some Stugs and whatnot to try and secure that northern side, because it's gonna take him time to do that.
Or some really, really beautiful artillery barrages. And by artillery, of course, I mean just the planes coming in. Now,
Carrier artillery.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's one of those sentences you start as a caster, and then you're like, why did I say it that way?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. When the Stroke is actually trying to engage T-34s across the river.
Oh, that's a pretty nifty little line of sight, yeah.
And these Ju-87s, I mean, the Ju-87s, if they can get clear up this infantry a little bit more, ooh, yeah, that's big.
Damn.
That should probably flip back a good chunk of this territory.
Yeah, if you can kill the infantry, T-34s are blind as a bat. They can't really do much if you're blind. Or a bat.
That's true. I mean, unless, of course, you're a Batman, at which point just you beat up crime if you want to. And unless, of course, wait, this Stroke, okay. I was worried that Stroke was going to blitz into some of this Russian infantry with its heat grenades. It still might? Okay, good, no. Not going to happen. But Robert not letting up the pressure. He's bringing more Strokies. He's bringing in commanders. He's bringing in a lot of stuff to support material.
Yeah.
And indeed, let's not forget the combat officer he's got in the south. You are not getting across that bridge.
Oh yeah,
you're just
3 stars. Yeah, having those goddamn commanders is such a huge play in 1v1s. Because they're only 75 points. You can bring them out in A phase. If you're smart with them, they're very hard to kill because you just keep them in the building on hold fire. But you get 2 stars extra veterancy if you just set up a simple command chain.
Now, I really do like this. We finally, at long last, have some AA on the field. 237 millimeters, and ooh, an artillery off-map artillery moving to the north-ish. I'm foreseeing the Stroke is going to jump out, and we're going to see an artillery barrage on those German defenders to the west of that bridge.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's going to happen. And yeah, Roberts is really putting on pressure on all sides. Get another 3-stroke DP up into the ballsack area, and more stroke DPs to get to that bridge in the northern area. And there's your off map. In all this goddamn armor as well. This is really not looking good for Sehandur.
Well, you got a Jagdpanzer or two coming in, and let's not forget that definitely could be a force multiplier, but the the HP, rather, can see definitely some issues here or there. And now his greatest asset thus far is to be completely worthless by the 237 mils. I can see it right now, one Ju-87 going down.
At this point, Sehandur would probably want to invest in some artillery. Especially on a map like this, artillery is always key.
Well, you have to drop either, whether it's smoke or fire, you have to drop it on one of the spans before you even attempt to remotely cross.
And there we go, we got the off map coming down, Robert pushing across the bridge just in the nick of time. I think he's going to run a little bit into his off map. Oh no, jump stops just in the edge.
But all he's got to do is just unmask some of the some of the other positions, and he brings all these tanks across. He's got what? He's an entire platoon of tanks. More moving up in support. Another coordinated push back onto that hillside right there. It's not going to be easy. This Volksdeutsche could move forward and maybe get a Faust off. I'm surprised actually they're not doing that, but oh, there we go. Oh shoot, never mind. They're not going to get the shot off. But we can see it right now, just squad by squad. These P guns again, brutally effective when it's all is said and done, but you can't engage easily. But ooh, Zimmerman, that Ju-87 takes out 2 already, coming in for a 3rd run. That's another one. And this is probably the greatest liability right now. So the 37 mils can't range out that far.
No, they cannot. They're still doing a decent job in keeping them suppressed, but of course, once a bomb was dropped, that's really the main issue. He really does need to move him up. But I think he doesn't want to do that because no, he has a strokey nearby, giving it the veterancy bonus.
It's almost as interesting to me to see Jagdpanzers engaging infantry, but we have this Pack 40 that's engaging tanks from 500 meters, another one from a little bit further back at about 750 or 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
This could cause quite a bit of an issue, but like you said, the infantry for Sehandur, tons of Volksdeutsche against Strokies, you
Yeah.
gotta overwhelm them 2 or 3 to 1. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah, strokey DPs are such like fantastic infantry choices. Even Panzer Grenadiers have honestly a pretty hard time against them, just due to all their semi-automatic rifle fire. And yeah, it's really not looking good for Sehandur. I mean, it was like 11:13 just a few seconds, but now it's 9:15 because her robot picked up a bunch of easy flags.
One thing I'm kind of curious about, you said before about artillery. Sehandur's got grills. He's got grills for days. That man could have an entire barbecue, and I don't see anything like that, and I don't know why.
Yeah, he needs mortars. He really needs, because those mortars and whatnot, neighbor earthers would be a real huge force multiplier
That's true.
against
Yeah.
all of those goddamn strokies. He can kill the T-34s with Stugs and Jagdpanzers. He can win that engagement. It's the strokies which are a pain in the ass.
Well, even more so than that, hit this forest. You know it's been a constant issue for you. You know where the anti-air fire is coming from. Like it's not any surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to know that your air power at this point is your greatest ally. You have not a lot to stand on otherwise.
Yeah. Also, maybe a southern put. I mean, we've got Godfear, as we know. Down south,
Yeah,
there's
true.
really not much there, but it's always, a decent idea to try and do a counter push. If you're getting pushed hard in one area, try to relieve some of the pressure. And down south, you can get some pretty easy victory points.
Now, I do want to call this out real quick. Herr Robert, we've seen him play some really, really dirty games. And this one is no different. You notice how, guys, at the beginning of the match, he tested the bottom, definitely saw there was a little more resistance there, and then started rolling up further and further. Not for nothing, that's how you play this game. Constant numbers advantage, and continue to push your opponent to spread thinner and thinner. And the 17th is not easily able to do that because of the infantry quality disparity.
Yeah, and as we've seen on maps like this, like Group Charania as well as the 1st Polish Infantry Division really excel on this map. Because it's close range infantry spam, and yes, you only have T-34-76s and some Su-85s. Well, when you engage and stuff at 500 meters, it doesn't really matter if you're T-34-76. You can kill a lot of things with a T-34-76 at 500 meters.
Range kills.
Yeah. That's right.
Now, we are going to get some more Legionary in here, and although we saw a Aufklärer and a 222 go down just now, there's a Volksdeutsche and then waves, actually, of Legionary. I think Legionary are trying to push over the north, and should be able to. I mean, there's not a lot there.
No, it's just some tank destiny keys, Sapri PPSH. Legionaries bring some Molotovs to the party as well, so they have a pretty good shot. This could be a really good push, actually. If he can capture that northern forest, it's only one victory point, really. Maybe two if he gets the one down south. But that can cut off the bridge, or one of the bridges, and it's a very easy point to hold.
Last barrage, by the way, going down for one artillery observer, and another one coming into the north. So Herr Robert has seen this already, bringing in a Vosvod and a couple of Strelkeys along with our off map, and it should be, I reckon, probably enough to see the matter put to rest.
Mm-hmm. Another off map because he's got a second run and just constant barrage. I mean, really what we receive a lot of off-map is just like constant, barrage after barrage to keep the enemy pinned down so you can just keep pushing. You don't have to fight an enemy who's constantly suppressed. They've got another off-map up north, Jesus Christ.
Well, that was the one I was thinking of just now. Where's the third one?
It's down in the mid.
Third one is? I
Yeah,
see the second one.
it's by the anti-air park.
Okay, yeah, that one's been there. That one's the one that... Oh,
Okay.
no, you're absolutely right. I apologize. Yes, there you go. I was like, yeah, I think we just thought of that third artillery. But up to the... Wow. Unfortunately, he's going to miss it just barely. He's going to catch the Pioneer. The Strokies are getting cut to pieces because of that. Yikes.
This Legionnaires getting a fantastic ambush position here. You're having the benefit as well as having longer range submachine guns.
And honestly, I think better submachine guns. I might be wrong on the stats, but let's check that out real quick.
Yep, they are. The and the Sumoi are really goddamn good.
Well, suppression, I think, is the major bonus here. Yeah. So, yep, the only guy that's getting caught by that artillery fire is just the Pioneer Führer, and not for nothing, but you're not going to stop a 10-squad push like that.
Yeah, he must be pretty furious being hit like that.
That's not radio silence. That's just, you know.
Yeah, it was a very quiet sigh.
It was.
It's like, God damn it.
Oh, man.
But yeah, it's got the hill. Well, probably not for long, maybe, considering the off-map artillery barrage being hit on there. But if he can get some anti-tank guns onto that hill, that would be pretty damn good for him.
If you could hit the side, yes. But there's these 3 T-34-76, which I think are going to hit just at the perfect time.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of action going on in the center, but I think this is where we need to watch for a second here. Because the center is just a consistent grind. And I think Tirani's going to win out there. But I'm fascinated to see how this artillery barrage goes.
Probably not good for the Germans, and yeah, it's
well,
not good.
Well, they want to die, right? I mean, that's why they have all the skulls.
Yeah, that's why you have skulls on the hatch.
Exactly. Death's head. I get it. Oh, 1, 2, 3. 3 squads already pinned down, and probably another fourth one up. Half clear, big deal. So.
Yeah, it's just heroic keeping up at constant pressure. I mean, yeah, the central side is just a bloody grind, but it's working. He's slowly getting, one forest after another, one little town area after another, and really just holding those important victory points.
Indeed. Indeed. But again, nobody's bringing artillery. What is it that the meta is no longer bringing artillery? I don't get it.
I don't know. I kind of understand in a sense, because if you bring too much artillery in a 1v1, you're going to lose, because you do need frontline units to screen for your artillery pieces. But at the same time, as I always like to bang on about, goddamn, like 80mm mortars are fantastic for fights like this. You can just suppress these huge groups of infantry on a budget with some nice medium-sized mortars. They don't take up a lot of supply, they're always nice to have.
I think, by the way, Herr Robert hasn't deployed these Northern Stroke Key. Barrage is going to come in, and I think we're going to see an attack move or a unload pretty quick here.
That'd be a pretty good call, but it's only 2 Stroke Key. I think you need a little bit more to try and take that hill.
Oh no, he drops him right now. Okay, but they're both moving up. So he's at the T-34s in support. He's at the Maxima, which I think might be able to see some infantry when all is said and done. I think he's missing a bit of an opportunity. I'd like to have those T-34s a little bit further westernly placed.
Yeah, those Northern artillery barrages haven't really done much. I mean, he's killed a few guys, but he hasn't been able to, call the artillery and then do an instant counter-attack with 20 Stroke Key. He's only doing it with 2 in the leader.
And I think a pretty abused leader. No, never mind. I thought it was an abused leader here, but no.
I think a lot of Soviet leaders in the Second World War were pretty abused.
That's true. I mean, don't turn around. The commissar's in town.
Yeah. All that pressure.
Yeah, definitely under pressure. I'm not sure if the David Bowie was intentional there, but I'm definitely feeling it. The IL-2 making a gun run actually at this Pak-38. This might be, actually, it's probably one of the better calls he's making here in terms of target acquisition. Just barely avoids killing it in the first run.
The
The
infantry
T-34s now. Yeah.
pushing onto the hill, but there's a lot of legionnaires in there, man.
But they don't
Spooky
testudo.
boys.
They're not testudoing, and that's always a problem. You gotta hit the testudo, dude. But I think we're poised to see a breakout here in the north. If this front line goes down, there's nothing else there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have to give Sehandur credit. He has been losing this entire match for the most part, but he keeps pushing back. I mean, he brought it back to an 11-13 now, and he's pushing a little bit back in the center, but it's still not looking good for him. I mean, if he
Also,
can make that northern breakthrough, maybe.
I feel like that chance is dying slower and slower, though. We have
Yeah.
more stroke keys, another two T-34s. And I kind of like this. I know you and I, to use your term, bang on about the fact that you should not bring in tanks close to the front lines.
Mm-hmm.
We see this T-34 to the north, and you got to know that even with the, was it 120? Yeah, it was, 120 in this particular case with the Panzerfaust 60. You got to know you need to have that extra little bit of firepower from close in.
Yeah.
And bringing in the extra HE, that matters quite a big deal. And you can see right now, he's lost all but one infantry. But he's able to pin down a lot of these troops, and he now has made way for 3 more tanks to come on in.
Mm-hmm.
The first one's gonna get nailed instantly, but
And just Shrek, come on. We got
nope,
the
it's
alpha
happened
map.
before. Wow.
Oh.
And there's 152 off map coming on in to drop artillery. I get it, but I think it's way too late.
Yeah. Got more legionnaires being brought into that northern hill. I think he might get in a nick of time, but those T-34s are... Yeah, I think the T-34 is going to secure the hill. That'll pretty much put the nail in the coffin there for Sehandur.
Well, and while we weren't looking down at the south, you want to look down south, and it looks like there goes the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
We have one Legionary, Pigrens, kind of like having this weak line to the south. But other than that one layer, yeah, we're seeing a push now as the scouts go down.
It's really painting that entire town red.
Well, you know what? It's a night out. Didn't have a whole lot of nights out. I mean, the Germans made them watch their own people for a bit. Just this whole thing. 152 is way more effective than it should be here. Good lord.
Same. I wasn't expecting that, but it's forced those T-34s to run away, allowing the legionnaires to get back into position.
I'm coming to fight another day, really. You know it's gonna be terrible though. He's gonna be nuking his own troops.
Yeah, that's not the good.
4 squads of Ognomachikis. I kind of like this. He doesn't need to invest more stroke keys here. He's got them, but he doesn't need to invest them. He just needs to go and get a little bit of extra oomph there.
I think those Ognomachikis are going to run right into our artillery barrage.
That's okay, because the Germans are too. The last artillery barrage doesn't get used. That was nice.
Oh, that's a good snipe.
In the meantime, down south, Sehandur has seen the threat and is deploying 4 squads of Pigrens. But you can see, even as we speak, continually, this gun's able to engage, I think, some of the infantry that come through. No, they're going to get out just in time. But outside of that, Strokies? Yeah, more Strokies. Herr Robert, he's got the foot on Sehandur's throat. I don't think he's letting up.
Yeah, he's pretty much got across all the bridges now. Well, except for like the far northern runs, but still, he pretty much won this match. It's pretty obvious.
I mean, that's kind of one of those things that I kind of understand though too. You don't need to take every single span. What you need to do is you just need to kind of be aggressive on this last one.
Yeah, this is on the map just about constant pressure.
I guess the question is though, if the map were more wide open, wow, grammar is a beautiful thing. Do you think the 17th would have had a better chance?
Yes, definitely for sure. As the Panzer Grenadiers, the Stokes, the Egg Panzers have a little bit more room to breathe. But at the same time, I don't think Herr Robert even played Group Tyrannia to begin with. You really only see Tyrannia on first pose on maps like this, where it's close quarters. It's really a speciality.
And understandably so. I mean, it's very difficult to see, I don't say a lack of effort or a lack of Tyrannia on any other maps, but you're right. there's a reason you play them, and that's what you want the knife fight.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see it right now how effective they are. I mean, geez, a 3-2 KD, not bad.
Yeah, and
Not bad at all.
kills.
A lot of
Shocky
love.
DPs did pretty good, but nice and shared.
Actually, I'm interested to see how many air kills, air to ground, there were. One Yonker gets, I don't know. I'm talking, I guess, about the anti-tank
Yeah,
lanes because that probably kept Sehandur in.
Mm-hmm.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Feels like more than that, but that, I mean, that's the ball game.
Yeah, yeah. Good job, Robert, for pushing on through.
Indeed. Any final thoughts then, sir?
None whatsoever.
Well, folks, in that case, then be sure to check back in a couple of days as we kind of go for another Season 3 Steel Division 2 League match. I guess until that time, though, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm angry. Take it easy.